want to detour just quickly. And, you know, we've always talked about Meghan and all of the mistakes that she has made. We've talked about racism. One important thing about racism that I want to acknowledge that is fair to Meghan, because I think sometimes I'm really giving her a hard way to go because she deserves it. She needs to be better, especially when she is somewhat representing women of color. She needs to be better. But most recently, there were these gentlemen that got called out. They lost their jobs because they had made some racist claims around Meghan, and they got called out for it. They lost their jobs. Now, the reason why this racist claim was made is because they know Meghan's history. They know that her mother is a black woman. But there's perspectives that when you see Meghan, you don't know that she's black. So these people that had made these claims, they knew a little something about her background, and they wanted to go on a racist tangent about something that was completely inappropriate. This is how you know the people in England are not going to, the majority are not racist the way a lot of people want you to think. It's because had they did this and not lost their jobs, that would have been almost an admission of condoning it. But because it's not condoned, it is not tolerated, they were fired. And any racism towards anyone is completely wrong. It should not have happened. Meghan should not be targeted because of her race. I think that is wrong. And it weakens our argument when we speak about her behavior, because they want to lump all of these things together, that we're only targeting Meghan because of who she is as a woman of color. And so when things like this happen, where she's targeted behind racism because people know that her mother is black, let's kind of put that in there, that little side note, we have to, throw that in there. They were fired. So I wanted to make that, because I think it's important to say it's not fair to Meghan, and I think we should be fair to her when fair is fair. The other thing is this: there is a cheating scandal. There is some things going on right now with Meghan and Harry that are showing the cracks of this marriage are starting to get bigger. We have always talked about this happening eventually because the signs are there. Any person can tell you put a combination of what these two are doing together with their celebrity, with their infamous behavior, with their bi-coastal relationship, and their social class differences. There's a lot of things that are playing into this relationship that are making it very difficult for this marriage to hang tight. And if your foundation of your marriage is not built on something very sturdy and secure and ready to go with whatever life throws you, if your foundation is not secure, you're going to break under all of these pressures. And I think of all the reality shows out there, if you look at the reality shows that involved married couples, the majority of these marriages do not last. There is something about putting your marriage in front of cameras that is not good for the marriage. And I think we have a relationship with Harry and Meghan that has already been built on something so superficial, so non-committal, that it's not going to be able to withstand the pressures because it did not have it to begin with. Apparently Harry and Meghan, Meghan is really upset with Harry. They had a big blow up fight. This was something that was reported in the news, that Meghan is really starting to feel the pressure of her marriage not being on good solid trust because of what Harry has done since, he's been in America, hanging out at the Polo Club. And, women are just going to be there. There's going to be temptation. There's going to be a lot of stuff, especially when you're feeling home, you're feeling broken, you're feeling like, what have I done? You're going to look for security outside of your marriage. Now, this is me alleging this. This is me giving my opinion, my point of view. Can we just make it my point of view right now? So there was this beautiful blonde woman that snaked her arm around Harry's neck. They held each other cheek to cheek, like cheek to cheek, holding yourself. And at one point, their bodies had locked into a tight embrace. Now, I can tell you something right now. If I see my husband doing something like this, I'm going to be like, what? Say what? And I'm going to be looking at that embrace like, oh, no, you did not. That's what I'm going to do. And I can assure you, a Meghan-like woman would do the same thing. Oh, no, you did not. You did not go there. And that's what has happened because people saw it. The cozy display took place on the sidelines of California Santa Barbara's Polo and Racquet Club on June 12th during Harry's Los Padres team's match in view of dozens of people. They were hanging all over each other, says eyewitnesses. And the woman had been ID'd, they know who she is, as Argentine socialite Delfina Blaquier. Now, I know I'm butchering that name, but that's just how I said it. Because I get people telling me how I say things wrong, and I appreciate you telling me, so I know that when I do say it, it's not correct, but that's just the way I pronounced it. And so I'll try to be better with my pronunciation of certain words that maybe have a letter silent. I will try my best. So everyone was essentially talking about this embrace because it was that uncomfortable for people to see. It was, especially when you know he's got a wife and who his wife is. This is like, oh, did he just go there with someone that is not Meghan? Oh yeah, Harry did. He went there. And it means for his wife, Meghan, you know, what it means for her. And it wasn't the smartest move on Harry's part. They were like, oh, Harry, no, you did not just do that. So adding Meghan tends to bristle at public perception. That is something wrong in their marriage because it really can show things that she doesn't want people to see because she's all about perception and image. And she wants people to see, yeah, we good. This is why she's always holding his hands. This is why she's always showing physical displays of affection because it's a way for her to show this is a good marriage. When we're walking hand in hand, oh yeah, we're good. So if you ever moving forward see Harry and Meghan not holding hands while walking together, we're going to know, oh, something is wrong. There is something wrong. And unless they're faking it, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did, they're going to have to fake it even when they're having their arguments. Because had she not done that in the very beginning, showed all this physical displays of affection and kept it very neutral, you would never know whether they were arguing or not because you would never be used to seeing them holding hands or having her caressing him and her doing all the things that she does to him physically in public. So because she has shown that, she's going to have to do it even when she is not happy with him. Even if she is walking and holding his hand really tightly or very loosely, she's going to do it in a way that is going to show how she is feeling in that moment. We just have to keep our eyes open to see it. So there are concerns over Harry's closeness with this woman who is 41 years old, and she's actually the wife of his friend. His friend, who is Nacho Figueras, who's 45, he has caused tension to flare between the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex. So Meghan hasn't forgotten that before Harry met her in 2016, he had a well-earned reputation of being a playboy. Yeah, he had a name, and she doesn't want this name to have its lasting effects on who Harry is today as her husband. It stirred up a lot of trust issues with them. Mostly Meghan's fearful of how a cheating scandal would look. Yeah, cheating with scandal would look really bad. And so this woman who apparently posted on her social media, she said, you know, it's a photo of herself and Meghan and their husband's final match of the season on June 17th, calling Meghan her new sister. They call each other P-wife, which stands for polo wife. So she's all in this upper echelons of societies, and I I can tell you, I used to work at a very famous country club when I lived in LA, and I met and knew a lot of these people that came to these clubs. There's a lot of just drama happening behind the scenes, and I think Meghan has opened herself up to a whole another world that is going to put her plop down in the middle of this drama being associated with these clubs as a high profile person. So the things that she does within this club are going to be watched. People are going to report about it. They're going to take note, and it's going to end up in papers as news, and all her business is going to be out there. Like, how can this be a good thing for your marriage when people know you? You're not anonymously doing things. You're not just like some woman that was seen with another man, or another man seen with another woman, where you're oblivious. Like no, people know you. Like, you're in those circles now. So you have got to walk a tightrope. And I think Meghan has every right to be concerned, because this does not look good. This fawning, with these things that they did, it does not look good for Meghan. It really shows that things are not all right. So there was most recently an argument. Meghan also found, allegedly, there were a lot of inappropriate texts that she's seen on Harry's phone. One of them says, "See you later, X." So the fact that he is looking to see someone later that Meghan doesn't know about gives her cause for concern. And I don't want to approach this as a gossip way of speaking about this, but I want to look at this as a marriage that is in trouble. This is a high profile couple who are starting to show the cracks, and the information that is starting to come out is just a little bit of what is actually happening behind the scenes, because we're not there. We're not with them to see the depth of it. But what we are seeing is a little bit that is kind of peeked out. And this is what we're speaking about. He could be spied on by other people. We know people are very nefarious in their actions. And even maybe if you're not doing something, how could it be perceived is also a problem for you, because that is a narrative that might stick even though it's not true. And then you've ruined your public persona, and people are running with it, and then that's going to cause problems within your marriage. Like, there's all these things that are just showing that this is not going to be good for their public profile, and certainly not good for their marriage. We also know that Harry had a surprise run-in with one of his exes during one of his solo visits to the UK. And apparently Meghan is at the mindset now that Harry should not be traveling alone anymore. We'll have to wait and see if he ends up going back home to visit with his family alone in the future. This is something that come out when he saw his ex-girlfriend when he was traveling alone. And when confronted about that, you know, he can lie by omission. He didn't immediately mention that he had seen Chelsea. So the lie by omission as well was an issue with Meghan, because people saw that he was with her, or that they ran into each other. And the most important thing that is really upsetting and hurtful for Meghan is that she has been made a fool out of by her husband. When he looks bad, when he looks like he's doing something that he should not be doing, it's a direct reflection on Meghan. And she don't want to look bad. She doesn't want people who she thinks can make her look bad. There's a lot of things that go into her public persona that are completely off the charts ridiculous. And when her husband starts to make her look ridiculous, we know we've got a problem.